G'day everyone, Nick Dingle here. We're doing a very quick lesson on the back of our data types video purely because while in the last video I talked about 4 data types, namely string, integers, floats, and booleans, there is one that crops up a lot and a lot of people use it all the time, and that is dates and time, or the datetime variable. Okay, now this is not a primitive data type, meaning that it's not built in and it's not incredibly simplistic. It's actually quite advanced. But we're going to use it today. We're going to look at how to print it, how to change it, and all that kind of stuff. So to jump into it, let's just get going. You have to use an import. Now, import is getting code from a module that someone else has written and then putting that functionality within your application. So you simply start with the keyword import and then the name of the module you want to include. And in this case, it is datetime. So with that said and done, let's start off by making a variable and putting today's date in it. So today equals datetime dot now with brackets. And to print a date to the screen, you don't have to do anything special. It is simply print and the name of your variable. Let's press play and you'll notice that it simply spews out everything about right now and when it is. As you can see, I'm mad and I'm doing this 2 days before Christmas. Okay, at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So as you can see, a date time is just that. It's the date and it's the time. Now, if you don't want to think about time or you don't want to think about date, you don't have to. You don't have to think about those things. Just use the date time and ignore one portion of it. And you might say, well, then how do I only print the date then? Thankfully, it's really easy. Okay, on the end of today, you simply put dot date with the proper brackets there. Press play and it will now only print the date. And the next one, consequently, if you want to print the time, it's the exact same thing, all the way down to the millisecond. And if you don't like the universal formatting is in year, month, day, and you don't like time all the way down the millisecond, I will in a moment show you how to get around that very soon. But I want to quickly talk about, a lot of people ask me, why can't we just use a string, put a date in it and just use that? And you can use a date in a string, go nuts. However, the datetime variable, it's road tested. It's got a lot of features in it and it sort of supports everything about dates and times that are the biggest bugbears of programmers' existences. And these include things like time zones, formatting errors, adding dates on and things like that. So you've really got to just maybe use the built-in one. If there's an issue, then bring it up with the developer, is all I have to say there. Because for me, I've never had to go outside of it for any additional functionality. All right, so the next thing I want to quickly show you is how the hell do you add dates? Well, the way you add dates, I'll talk about formatting at the end. Let's say I want to figure out what tomorrow's date is. Well, what we're going to do there is we are simply going to take today and we are going to add. And then I want to specify to Python that I only want to add a single day. So the way we do that is you type in datetime like we had before, but this time we use what's called a time delta, as in a time difference. And in brackets, as you can see, we can add days, seconds, milliseconds. What else have we got? Hours, and probably all sorts of things. I'm sure you can even add months if you really wanted to. So what I'm going to do is I only want to specify days. So I want to add on days equal how many days? Well, tomorrow's only going to be 1 day away. So let's print tomorrow.date so we can see the difference. And kablam, it automatically adds a date on for us. Now you might say, well, okay, whoop-de-doo, I can add one to a number myself. That's not interesting at all. This is where it gets interesting. If you start adding days that will make the program roll over months or even years, it will handle that for you. So if I press play now I'm adding 10 days. It's actually rolling over to the 2nd of January next year. Okay, so that looks a hell of a lot better than having to add individual digits, do thousands of if statements, check what month it is, check if it's a leap year. It's all done for you. So time delta is how you add on time. All right, and the last thing that a lot of people are probably screaming at their video to see is how do you format dates? Okay, I don't like this universal format. I want to be normal and do day, month, year. Yes, I said normal. So the way you do that, let's say I want to print my birthday. So let's come up with my birthday. Birthday equals datetime dot datetime, and in brackets, the year, month, and day that I want to use. Now, I'm never give away my age, so I am totally 23, I promise. The grey hairs really give it away. January the 3rd, like so. And I want to print this to the screen. So this is how you make a manual date, by the way. If you don't want to use the .now function, you can specify the year, the month, and the day when you create it. You can even use a string if you wanted to as well, rather than separate integers. So let's print my birthday. Print a birthday. And then we want to format it. String format time. Now, this is slightly complicated. For this, you need to sort of know what are the unique or the wild cards, they call them, to output certain days, certain types of months, certain types of years. And I'll tell you what I mean by that in a moment, because there's different ways of doing this. But it is in a string. So we need our quotes. And I'm just going to do day, month, year with dashes in between. And the way you do that is percentage D, okay, to specify day, dash, percentage little m, dash, percentage big Y. Now, if I press play, you'll see the format that it comes out in. We get a double digit for the year, a double digit for the month, and 4 digits for the year. If I had used a little y, you can see it only does 2 digits for the year. Now, it's entirely up to you which one you prefer, but I personally prefer the 4 digits. Neither here nor there. Now, how the hell do I know this? It's because I literally had to look it up before I made this video. So when you're doing this, what you're going to do is you're going to go Python, date time. If you can spell, jump into the Python date section for the W3 schools, because once again, I love W3 schools. And right at the bottom, they've got all the different formatting. All right, so there is days, there is weekdays, there is numbers, there is months, there is years, all that kind of stuff, all the way down to times and bloody, bloody, blah. Okay, so I'm going to leave it up to you to explore, play around with every single one of these codes just to get a bit of a handle on it, because this is a quick video, and I'm going to sign off and I'll see you in the next one.